Ahoy, hoy, ahoy, hoy, hoy, and welcome back to. We took just a short. We said we take a 1, maybe 2, 3 week max break, and you know us. We
Quick 3-week break.
always stick to our break time limits. So hopefully we did not keep you waiting, but we are back. Play everyone's favorite burning wheel. We all still remember how to play.
We're gonna dive right into fight.
We've actually spent this time practicing the game, so you can expect nothing but professional and streamlined gameplay from here on out. Okay, let's go. When we took our break, Morrine had just it's like the climax of a big duel. She and Gutrung took each other down real bad, and then everyone focused on her, and everyone ignored Gutrung.
Ada did not ignore Gutrung. Ada was just incapable of helping him.
Yeah. During or surrounding that fight, there was a mysterious elf character that Ragaire had interacted with, and then they sort of stormed off during that fight. There was a zombie Thomas that burst out of a crate, and that was quickly dispatched. There was, at the very end of the session, there was a wolf howling off in the distance, and that is sort of where we left it. Let's see. We've had all this time. Everyone has forgot everyone's characters, so let's do a quick speed run of your beliefs. Your instincts, none of them have changed, so let's just keep those a mystery and do your bits real quick.
Okay.
Do you remember who goes? Does everyone remember the order?
Morrine goes first.
Yeah, Morrine goes first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Morrine.
Hi,
Morrine.
My belief number 1 is it appears I am on thin ice with Alden, my husband. I must convince him to stay with us. Belief number 2, these burns will not prevent me from extinguishing Gutrung's poison on this town. I must find what else he tainted here while he lived. And belief number 3, our family will escape the grasps of this cult and will put to rest their ridiculous notions about Odelia.
And you do have a new trait. You can share that.
I do. It's ouchie back.
Her back is real ouchie.
Incredibly, precise.
Absorbed a fireball, ouchie back.
Who goes next?
Ada.
Ada goes next.
Hello, my name's Sean. I play Ada.
Hi, Ada.
Sean plays Ada.
And as everyone knows, Ada is just everyone's beloved blacksmith. But her beliefs are: the strange wolf haunts this town. I will find signs of it in case it is a danger to the village. Number 2 is Lucas. Oh, sorry, I almost called him Lucas. That's not his name. Lucas must be found, whether he is important to the abbey or a danger to us. I will find where he has been hiding. And then number 3, I must find the sword of Wintertide before my time here is done. It is time to confront Angar and find out what he knows. There we go.
Right. Who goes next?
Wirt.
Me.
Brother Wirt.
Wirt. Me. Brother Wirt's beliefs. A couple of changes. So, first belief, leadership has failed Hochen repeatedly, and I must help the hamlet regain its political structure. The Duchess seems to have a wealth of knowledge. I must see how much influence she has in the region. And Lucas needs to be brought under the protection of the church, and both Lucas and Odelia are to be tested with the rites of purity.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
everyone's
those.
consenting to. Okay, and last, Ragaire.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, but not least.
Last and pretty much last.
And last.
Just last.
Just last. Ragaire. His belief is good parents are the foundation of a happy childhood. And I should help Morrine work this out with what's his name, her husband.
Is that written in character?
belief number 2. It seems like we are getting very political in this town. I don't know anything about human politics. I must stay out of this and focus on hunting our enemies. And then finally, this elf is even more suspicious than before. Dealing with death art doctors is a no-no. I must reveal his identity and learn their motives by stalking my prey.
Oh.
Perfect. Okay. So, when, like I said, we now have Ouchie back Morrine. Off camera, we did some bookkeeping, which included all of her recovery and stuff. So she has recovered from her traumatic wound, but she failed that roll, so she is -2 from her agility. But she is now back and as good as she'll ever be.
It's only downhill from here.
Only downhill from here. But the group had 4 months of downtime, which they have sort of spent and allotted however they wanted. Most of them did some training. Some of them had sort of activities they wanted to do in character, though. So I think we will start with um Brother Wirt.
Mm-hmm.
So
So, Wirt spent the majority of this 4-month gap talking to townsfolk and organizing politically and trying to convince people that, maybe this whole woached system isn't doing you any favors. Maybe we need, some different way of leading the town that's going to be a little bit more effective in the future. Certainly more accountable.
and so you also wanted to do something Lucas related, correct?
Yes, I
Okay.
wanted to, track down whispers of Lucas and see where he might have run off to. Perhaps search the town, see if he's hiding out anywhere, and failing that, just try and learn a little bit about the family history of him and Tomas and that sort of thing.
So, do you have a sort of a skill in mind? If not, sort of describe what you're doing and I'll come up with one that fits well.
Um, well, I would say that the most likely thing for Wirt to do is check town records and look for genealogies and things. And okay, Lucas, we know Tomas is dead, so does he have an aunt in a nearby village that he would go to, or something like that? See if there's any immediate, like, logical place for him to be.
Mhm. Okay. I that sounds like a. Are you looking in books to do this, or are you talking to people?
Ooh, I think it's probably a little column A, little column B. Um, I think Wirt is doing a lot of talking, so maybe he's doing research in town records and paperwork, but
Hmm.
he is bringing in some knowledge of, oh yeah, you should check the documents from this town from rumors that he's heard from other people. So I think that would be some kind of a research role forking in um,
Okay.
some
Yeah,
other towny skill.
that makes perfect sense. Forking is definitely something that I remembered you can do. Um, so we'll call it a research role. We'll make that an ob. Maybe just an ob 2.
Are we calling
Because
that actual research the skill?
actual research the skill.
Capital R research. Okay. Well, I'm
Correct.
learning that, so I'm not forking anything into that role. But
Oh,
that's fine. That's fine.
Up two's not that bad.
I've already said
Opt
ob 2. I
forward to the
misread, so
stat.
it was gonna be ob. It was gonna be ob 3, but I
Op 3 is
misread it.
significantly worse.
Yep. So we're gonna call that an ob 2.
Okay.
And remember, um, our fun fate rule, where if you're learning things, you can spend fate
To get an extra die, is that what
to
it
get an
was?
extra die.
To get one extra die, yeah. You
Um,
can always be careful.
Yes, I was gonna say over time, I think this is a very patient check.
Oh yeah,
He's doing
it
this
takes
very
4
carefully.
months. So
Yes, this is a methodical search.
yes.
Um, so that is patient is additional die, increase successes, and careful is 1 extra die on the roll. Yes.
Yes, careful's
Okay.
1 extra die.
What was 1 extra die?
So we're doing that, and I will also spend a fate. Face ob 2.
Mhm.
Oh,
Any sixes? No.
nope.
A lot of 4s. Okay. So let's see. I think so. You don't find it takes you a long time. You do it very carefully. You're like fact checking everything as you go, um, and you learn he doesn't have like someone off in the countryside, like a distant relative or whatnot. Um, but you do learn that he like Lucas, so Tomas, um, sort of just appeared like in the there's no he's not from here. You learn that he is from outside. Like it just sort of no one really knows exactly where he came from.
Mhm.
But around the time he was here, um, there was like a couple people at the town or at the manor went missing, and then he came in to fill that gap. That was some time ago, maybe like 8 or so years. Um, but you are not able to find anything like specific distant relatives or anything like that.
Ooh, tricky question. Um,
Hmm.
was Lucas born here or elsewhere?
He did not arrive with Tomas, but Tomas wasn't married, and like there's no record of his mother. It's just suddenly now Tomas has a son.
Okay. Gonna write that down as sus.
I think that's very normal. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
they've reproduced by budding.
He's a yeast.
He's a yeasty boy. Okay. Um, and then for the organizing stuff, that one let's do an actual scene in. So let's say you've spent some time doing it, and how do you imagine this sort of culminates? Who are you talking to? What's the situation with sort of your end result?
I
Because what's
think
your intent is what to convince people
um
that they don't need a Woj anymore, or
yeah, I think Wirt has facilitated a group, kind of club, political,
a
philosophical club.
focus
A
group,
think tank?
Yes, a
a
think
think
tank that has
tank,
met in town.
a political
Um,
action committee.
Unfortunately, there's no donors. It is strictly a voluntary position. Um, so I think he's organized this group of people who are interested in political reform, and he doesn't like drive the boat and say we need to push for democratic elections in Hochen, but he lets other people kind of meet each other and kind of fosters that discussion that might lead to political change. So I think Connor's intent with this is to have some new faction show up in the town as a oh we're the monarchists versus the Democrats versus the um,
Abby.
oligarchs or whatever versus the Abbey, sure the theocrats,
Hmm.
um, and for there to be some new interesting dynamic in the town politically to introduce some kind of social conflict, but I don't necessarily have a stake in any side.
Are you doing this within the confines of the law, or are you like coming in, smashing rules, trying to convince people that they can like burn the place down and rebuild it?
I think he is pushing discussion, but people might not agree with his kind of peaceful methods. I could see there being a splinter revolutionary faction.
You know who I bet shows up at your think tank? Alden.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Let's say this is not the first think tank meeting. And maybe it's like you guys meet pretty often, and this is sort of like you've been putting off having like not a formal vote, but like a discussion about a topic. It's been brought up, but there's never like a lot of agreement. So it's just sort of like, oh, table that. But then this meeting that will play out is the one where that conversation finally is coming to a head. Um, so you're trying to just sort of stoke the fire without participating. So then,
Yeah.
okay, well then, from you, I need a concrete. What faction do you want to form in the town, like, or to have form in the town?
I want a faction of monarchists
Okay,
and a faction of.
you get one. You get this
Oh,
faction
I
exists.
get one. Okay. Well, then no, not monarchists. Then I want that to be a peasant farmers collective.
Okay, I love it.
We're now
a
making
co-
a commune.
Yes. Okay. So let's see. Do you have a skill in mind? Persuasion,
I do
maybe.
love a good persuasion roll.
I know you do love a good persuasion. Do you have Centaurius debate? That's dwarves only. You shouldn't have that.
I sure don't have that.
Wrong skill, Logan.
I could see oratory and rhetoric being useful here. Perhaps even bureaucracy if he's trying to facilitate the meetings.
Peasant collective doesn't sound like they're interested in bureaucracy. I would say it's more of like a.
They could be. You don't know. We haven't defined this peasant collective yet, Logan. They have.
Okay. I think oratory makes sense. Go
Okay.
ahead. Let's do ob. Ooh, gonna make this one a nice ob. Make sure there's no rules I'm ignoring. This one doesn't have set things, does it? Oratory. No. Great. Oh, the will of the crowd. Let's
That
do...
hidden elf is really driving up the willpower.
really driving it up. Let's say you're talking to peasants, so let's say
3?
I would say 3. Yeah.
3 seems right.
Okay. So that's gonna be an oratory roll. I would like to fork in rhetoric. I would like to fork in persuasion.
Okay.
And anything else? I do love to fork me in a little bit of suasion. And, get that whole religious zeal. This land is yours and it was given to you by God. It's your right to determine
You're a
what
foreign
you do with
religion.
it. That's fine.
There will be religious consequences if you fail and you use that angle.
Ooh, yes.
Always religious consequences.
Always
Might
religious
as well lean into
consequences.
it.
So it's 3 of those guys. Face ob 3. Ooh, that's getting a lucky re-roll dice.
Lucky number 6. Religious consequences!
Honors
consequences!
dice, like always.
You 4 ones. Just amazing.
It's so bad.
Yeah, I know. I'm really good at golf, guys.
We need to play golf burning wheel.
Perfect. So we'll we're gonna zoom into this meeting. You three can just play townspeople. You're
Love
not
it.
gonna make anything.
Yes.
You're not doing anything important. You're just here for the audience. So,
Okay.
Brother Wirt, give us an impassioned oratory about why these peasants need to need to organize.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I think Wirt would like to make a point about how yes, okay, so the peasants, this is your land, and collectively you work the land, and you have created this economy in this town, and
Someone leans
this
over to
cult
Sean's character and says,
What's an
"Did you
economy?
did you call us a peasant?"
this cult
Technically,
just comes
it
into your
just owns
town
this land.
and tries to muscle people out and starts worshiping this devil and creating all these problems in town.
Our cult has
And
8 tits. Do you got that?
Yeah, we made this cult.
really,
We built it from the ground up. It's organic.
it's the cult's fault that all of this failure to farm the land has happened, and all of these issues with starvation and all of
I've
this.
been trying.
For fun.
He's just constantly stumbling over himself and insulting the half former cult crowd.
And you're about to turn it around and like make a comeback, and then from the corner you hear a familiar. You're like, okay, so now I know I've insulted you a bunch, so let me propose this new religion for you all.
Mhm.
And then you sort of start describing it, and then from the corner you hear Alden go, "Is this the same religion that wanted to take my daughter and thought she was a god? I don't know if we want to trust this guy on this specific
I just
Our
like
thing."
cult
shoot
may have
daggers
8
out of my
tits.
eyes at him.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't take people's children.
We don't take children. We only sacrifice adults.
We're
We
responsible.
only sacrifice consenting adults.
So you sort of start to lose them, and people are a
Mhm.
little irked this religion nonsense, but it's not unsuccessful. You do organize some amount of peasants into a group, but you also create an antagonistic people that are like, no, we Martine is great. He's got us through so much. You guys caused the problems when you showed up.
Tower of
so-
Rot.
Our cult was doing just fine until everybody else showed up and messed
There-
with
yeah.
it.
There's no pro Tower Up faction, but
Oh,
there is a group that is like rallying around Martine and
Hmm.
like the Duchess. They've heard that like maybe the Duchess has resources and they just need to like be real loyal, and she's gonna come and she's gonna give
Have you
everybody
heard about the
food.
moose?
Yeah.
She's got to be powerful if she drives around on a moose like that.
He
Magic
drives around
moose.
on that moose. Okay. And then so you've started not one collective, but two.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Okay.
what you wanted.
This is what you wanted. And then
Two fully cooperative collectives.
yes. Ragaire, you also had something you wanted to do during this time.
Yep.
What
I
is
want
that?
to stalk an elf who's pretending that he's not an elf.
I feel like every time I say, Ragaire, what do you want to do? It starts with, I stalk.
I stalk.
Okay. So what is your intent?
Um, my intent is to basically, through just like constantly tracking this guy, uncover any clues to his identity.
Okay. And
Because I
then-
know he's an elf, and I know that he shouldn't be here.
And how are
Um,
you doing this?
So I feel like it would just be me See, I
Like,
don't
are you
even.
physically walking around following him stealthily? Are you just being
Yes.
out in the open following him? Or are
No,
you
I think
talking
I'm
to
trying.
people?
I think I'm trying to be stealthy at least at first.
Okay.
And then then we'll take it from there.
Okay. I
But I
think
think I'm
stealthy
stealthily
will be
like
able to be forked in. I don't know if it can be the primary skill because you're trying to do something besides not be seen. So
okay.
maybe is tracking a skill that you have?
Tracking is a skill that I have opened, but I have not learned yet.
Hmm,
But I could do. I mean, if I do 2 more tests on it, then I can open it as a skill.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
I don't, and maybe tracking doesn't make sense. That's more of like following the tracks of someone rather than like investigations.
I think it is. Or observation.
I have observation. I think we said stealthy was a check against someone, and observation is just like
That's observation
perception.
versus perception. So
Oh,
observation is a
okay.
versus.
I can never
Yeah.
remember.
Perception is just general.
There's just so few rules. I don't understand how you
And I have like all of the perception skills.
No, investigation's not one.
I almost think it should be. Okay.
I think observation is like I don't know,
The
maybe.
closest.
Or just
I mean, if
perception.
I mean, if someone's actively hiding from you, then you try to observe them.
Yeah, that's true.
Or even if they're passively trying to avoid.
Yeah, if you're inconspicuous is versus observation, I think.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I guess it's just like, does he meet anybody? Does he ever drop this disguise, old woman
Yeah.
disguise?
I think observation makes the most sense then.
Okay.
And it'll be a versus.
Okay. And I can.
Versus probably an inconspicuous.
Okay.
So yeah, you can fork it and you can do whatever you want. You can roll first and then I'll
Okay.
roll.
I'll fork and
guess.
stealthy.
Do I get to tell you how many they're rolling before you roll? Probably.
Probably, I think so.
That makes the most sense.
That would
which
be
means-
helpful.
Yeah, you probably should in case they want to use persona or.
Yep. So they're going to be they will be rolling. This is Will. They're gonna be rolling 5.
Bring it. That's
Okay.
fine. They can roll 5.
5?
They're allowed to roll 5.
They are allowed to do it.
I'll do it
Very
carefully.
inconspicuous.
They're so inconspicuous. I'll do observation, forking and stealthy, and I'll do it carefully. So I'll
Okay.
get 2 advantages. And you said base up 5.
No.
Let's
It's
go.
versus. So you got 3. So then they got 4. We do have a 6.
I'm gonna re-roll that 6. Just 1.
Come on.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So
It's a
They-
difficult observation.
do spend
I don't
quite a
think
bit
it
of.
is, but let me double check.
They talk to like you're following, seeing who they talk to. So if I'm not mistaken, it was just 2 weeks ago that we last played. So this is someone. This is
So fresh
Lenka,
in your
right?
mind.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Lenka.
So Lenka is going around doing normal Lenka things, but they spend an odd amount of time, sort of every day in the afternoon. And it seems a little weird, but then you realize it's pretty consistent, like at the exact same time every single day. They go to visit Calthea and they stay for 15 minutes or so and then they leave. And if you try to talk to Calthea about it, she just is like, "Oh, we just like to chat."
Talk.
Yeah, we just talk. But it's a pretty short time, and it is the exact same time every day. Um, Otherwise, they don't really do all that much. They sort of see you every once in a while, and they can tell that you're following them, so they're laying a little bit low, you can tell. But that is, you discover that they are doing that with Calthea every day.
Okay. All right. Duly noted. Calthea, how could you betray me?
And then, Morrine or Ada, Ada did some repairing and stuff. Did you have anything story wise that you wanted to do, either of you?
Just talk to Angar, maybe? Even
Okay.
though he hates me?
About what?
About the Sword of Wintertide, obviously.
Okay.
Because I've been doing some research, I think, in my spare time, and, like, chatting up people within Hochen, as well as maybe, like, scouring the archives a bit, and just kind of, like, refreshing, I think, my own memory, like, consciously trying to go through all of the stories that I've memorized and learned over the years, and, like, try and figure out what that all that means.
Hmm.
In the hopes of starting to pinpoint where that sword is. But I think my last major clue was that there was it was made by someone Smith. So I think it's maybe one of Angar's relatives.
Yes. And remind me, who was he staying with? Was it Calthea?
Yes.
Someone was tending to him because he was.
Yes, I think Calthea is the healer, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was Calthea.
Okay. Um.
I mean, he might have healed by now, though.
Yeah, I think he has healed
Or
by now.
I have Lenka as healing him.
Oh.
But that could have been me writing it down
We
wrong.
have
No,
too
I
many
think
old women.
I think that is correct. I didn't seem right. I pictured Calthea's house in my head is off in the distance, and for some reason I pictured him staying in town. So I think it was Lanka. So,
Yeah, it
um,
was Lenka.
so while he was out, you sort of set up shop as the town blacksmith. So there's not enough room for both of you. So he sort of like stopped, and like you already injured him once, so he wasn't gonna confront you. But he's not gone back to smithing. He's sort of staying with Lenka, um, doing things sort of at her house, like helping her around town. He's not back 100%, so he's still sort of like a little bit physically weakened, especially not blacksmithing. He's lost a lot of muscle mass, Sean. You really hurt this man. Um,
He caught me at a bad time.
yeah.
I was being initiated into the Black Blood Gang.
um, so you want to talk to him. Um,
I do. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, but Ada would
that's
try.
fine. Okay. What is your intent?
My intent is to, I guess, see if I can get him to tell me anything about his family, maybe, or see what he knows about the sword.
Okay.
However that presents itself.
Okay, I think that sounds like a persuasion at baseline. Unless you,
That thing I'm great at. Yes,
mhm.
it does sound like a persuasion.
He also
What's
is
his
your
will again?
rival,
Yeah.
so he's gonna like a minus two, I think. That might sound right.
I don't remember how that works. Is it a plus to the ob?
It's a plus to the ob. I think it's plus two to the ob, which is not great for you.
Should I
But
try and take a
not.
different tactic?
It might help to take
You
a
could
different
ask
tactic.
Ivan of the road.
His will is 3.
My persuasion is 3.
But he also you have more of an ob. I think it's 2. I'll check while if you think if you want to do another
I mean, the
approach.
only other option is interrogation, I think, or intimidation.
Hmm. Seems.
Or
Or.
drawing up a blank. I was like, could I try and be
You could
stealthy
bargain.
around him to see if he's hiding anything? I know. I was like, could I haggle with him? Maybe if he wants to be blacksmith again.
You could trade techniques. Like I'll teach you the.
Oh no, I hate him. He's still
I
my
know.
rival. uh, my haggling's is only 3 as well though, so it's not much better. I can lie straight to his face, but that's even worse. It's a 2.
Ooh, you're just so honest.
She's an
Nowhere
honest
does it
gossip.
say I have the trait honest.
So, okay. Did I find the correct thing? I don't think I did, but I know it's +2. I'm
In your heart of
confident
hearts.
that it's +2. Yeah, there we go. A +2 odd penalty when dealing with your former friends can be. Yeah, yes. He's not your former friend, but
He's a longtime rival.
yeah. I mean, you can only fail forward.
Only fail forward. Yeah, I'm thinking hag. Do you feel like haggling would be an option even?
I 100% think that'd be an option.
Question is, what is she willing to haggle?
You don't have to. You don't have to persuade or haggle Angar, I might add. It'd probably be the most information, but you can get a starting point. Like he's living with Lenka or something like that.
True. Well, okay, in that case, he probably lived in the smithy, right?
Yeah. Yes. You've
Can
sort
I
of taken
guess-
over his house as well.
Yeah, exactly. Can I go through all his stuff
Yeah.
to see if there's any notes or writing or, like secrets or anything?
Yes. I think that will be
Perception?
perception.
Yeah, what?
I feel like this could even be a setup roll for the haggling, or persuasion, if you wanted it to be. I mean, I don't know which way you want to go, but
I don't think I'll be able to succeed on that persuasion roll. I'd rather bank, I think, on the my perception's much better.
So we will do an ob. We're gonna do. Hear me out. Base ob 4. You
Okay.
can change it to a 3. You'll get less information, or you can change it to a 5, and you'll get more information plus more fun information.
Plus more fun information.
Like you
Sounds
will
double
get
plus good.
you'll get all the information that I would give you on a 4, but then I will also just come up with something on the spot that's fun.
nice.
Oh man, I have a perception of 5.
Mhm.
You have 2 personas just sitting
So-
there ready for you.
I know. I
You
want to
have
burn.
4 months. You can probably do it carefully.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna do it carefully. I think. But I don't want to fail.
Come on, everyone else has failed.
Okay.
Don't
Okay,
you know this is
sure.
burning wheel? We've all failed.
It's ob. Let's do ob 5.
Amazing.
Let's do it carefully.
Hmm.
And I'll use 2 persona.
Beautiful.
Who cares, right?
2%. Oh my goodness.
2.
Yeah, who
why not?
cares?
This
Who
is one of
cares?
my beliefs. I need to
Yeah.
complete it. Oh, big money, big money.
Ooh.
Ooh, I'll spend the
Ooh.
fate. Let me
I
just
love it
update
when
these
it's
real
just a
quick.
fitty fitty.
Oh, just one fate. Oh, it's terrifying. I don't like it at all.
Come on, big money.
Woo! That's a tasty
Yay!
perception roll too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
difficult success on a difficult perception.
Okay.
Perfect.
So you have taken over this man's house.
Yep.
You
I
have
feel maybe a little guilty, but not that guilty.
Mhm. You have free reign to look around and just sort of root as much as you want. Um, you don't find much for a while. It seems like it was just a house. You okay? You don't find things about what you want. You do find some stuff about like this cult that he was in charge of. Um, but you're just like, yeah, I don't care about that anymore.
We're kind of done with the cult now, I think.
Kind of done with your cult. You have nearly given up. You're like, this man, I don't even know if he's literate. I don't know if he keeps records
He
of
has to
anything.
be.
Um, until you get help from one Ivan on the road. You just like
He's in the forge with me.
yeah. You're just banging out like I don't know a tool one day, and he's like, wow, you're real you got a lot of pent up.
You know, Ivan,
Great.
don't talk to me. I'm concentrating right now. This dumb bang, Smith, bang. It doesn't write bang anything down, bang, and I can't go talk to him, bang, and he won't tell me anything, bang, and I need to find this damn sword, bang. And I'm like, and now I've ruined this hammer.
Well, why don't you check his shed? And you're like,
He has a shed?
points off like it's not attached to the house. It's not even really next to the shop. It's just like off in this. He's like, oh yeah, there's a shed over there. You keep some stuff over there.
Ivan, you're a genius. She throws all of her tools, hugs him really quick, like crushes him, and is like,
Mhm.
"Drinks are on me tonight," and then throws him and runs to the
Now
shed.
it's on you. Why do you pay my money? I'm your employee.
No money. There's no money in this town.
There's no money in this town.
You're an apprentice. You don't make money, Ivan.
It's an unpaid
You
internship.
run over to this shed. It's locked. That doesn't stop you.
That does not stop me at all. I break that open
She's
as
got
quickly
a
as
broken
possible.
hammer and she knows how to use it.
Inside, you see there's like a lockbox that seems to he didn't have any money in his house. It seems to have been here, much to y- what you just said is now false because there's some money in this lockbox.
I
You just
take
have to
that
open it
money
at some
because
point.
I'm poor.
There is a there's also just like some like trinkets and other stuff that like is some of his best stuff he's made, but there's also a an ancient not an ancient, probably like it's a pretty old book though. And it's more of
Vintage.
like a family tree. It's more of like a pamphlet rather than like a bound tome of like this Smith family. Um, and it sort of denotes like the best thing that this individual made like in their entire life. Um, and it sort of like denotes a little bit about it. Um, Angar's is blank next to it. Um, but you can see like his family's a renowned foraging family, and they've been here a while. But looking back, you can see maybe 300 years ago, one of his like big ancestors, they have this. It talks about this sword. Um, he made the sword by itself, and it was just an exemplary craft. It was beautiful, it was sharp. He used materials from far off, so it just looked wild. But he collaborated with an elf who was passing through the area. Um, and it's imbued that all it says is like it was imbued with things no ordinary craftsman could do. Like, and then it goes on to detail it, but you can see that that has been sort of purposefully scratched out. Um,
Ooh, okay. I take that.
You take
that
that.
parchment.
Now, the fun thing that I'm going to come up with on the spot that you find, in addition to this, you see. Okay, there's also there's another part of that says the sword was lost or whatnot. It was like, yeah, it was never.
That's why I'm trying to find it.
There was before the Smith family lived in town, they had a workshop that was sort of like up a ways away, where they kept it, and then after some tragedy that befell that the sword was not ever recovered. Um, the family thought it was cursed, so they never went back. And over time, sort of, it was forgot that they used to have a workshop there. Except you, when you're investigating, can find back in this family tree when this workshop was first sort of created, and you can sort of like figure out sort of where it was, not instantly, but you like take that information and ask around, and you can sort of find out. You're like, oh yeah, it's that thing over there that no one's talked about for hundreds of
Oh.
years. Um, so you don't know exactly where it is, but you know that it's out there, the general direction. You can now like make tests to try and find it.
Hell yeah.
That is. I'm giving you a lot. That was a hard roll. That was set up for the fun fact that I come up with on the spot, because the fun thing that you find is
This is all fun for Ada.
Mhm. You're like looking around and you for some reason you're like, there has to be more. No. Better yet, Ivan's helping you. Um, you're inside the shed and
He's
he's
an
like making a
insatiably curious
ruckus.
individual.
He's making a ruckus outside. You come out and he sort of like literally has a broom and he's like brushing snow from like the outside. And you're like, what are you doing? And he's like, maybe he has a hidden cellar. Maybe you don't know. You can't say that yet. But he's like just pushing snow out of the way. But he you're like, no, there's no cellar. You're an idiot. And he's like, well, how do you explain that? And he points, and in the mud is frozen. How long has it been there? You do not know, but it's been covered with snow this whole time. In the frozen mud, you see a large moose hoof print.
A frozen moose.
She was
hoofprint?
here.
Like in the mud, there was a
Henry
moose
was
hoof
here.
print, and then it was snowed over, and so it's just been sitting there this whole time. And Ivan uncovered that for you.
What?
That's fun, but I don't know what to do with it.
Come up
So
with
this
things on the
means
spot.
Henry was here before the snow.
It's a large moose hoof print.
I mean, I've seen Henry.
Yes, he's a very large moose.
It
and
would probably match up. Okay.
You use your geometric sense. You're like, that's Henry's hoof print.
I mean, I'm a tracker. I know tracks. Okay.
She knows them tracks.
You're a tractor, yeah.
I'm a tractor. An all-terrain vehicle.
A whole ass tractor.
A whole ass tractor. What was I gonna say? Since it's been 4 months, is it still winter? Like, what season are we in? Are we like edging towards spring?
You would think, but it's still winter.
It's still this unnatural winter. Nothing
You
has
remember
gotten
people
better.
have said it's been winter for like a year now.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't exactly remember. Okay, yes, perfect, great, sounds good. Happy with that.
Like, look at that. You just have to spend 2 persona, and then you two can succeed, guys.
Yeah.
And get lucky with your faith.
I know
'cause
has 2
I think they all
persona.
tried to do faith.
Okay. Morrine.
Yes.
Anything you want to do?
Yes. I would
Okay.
like to suss
I'll
out.
Immediately.
I would like to suss out, get a general read on Alden's mood in the months that I'm conscious.
He has seasonal affective disorder, so he's not doing great.
Yeah. He's sad.
And it's always the sad season in this
Always
town.
a sad season.
It's a
This
very
boy
bad
is some
place for that
St.
man.
John's wort.
Okay, you want to suss out his mood?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, he's not happy. Like, he's not mad or like sad. He's a little sad, I guess, that his wife's now maimed for the second time.
Good.
He seems to like. I'm just giving you this information because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
would
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah.
this right off the bat.
I mean,
Nothing really
I
different.
think I trained child rearing, and I also worked on training husband wise, which is going to take longer. But so
Yeah.
I'm spending a lot of time with the fam.
Yeah. So if you like
'Cause you're
want to
laid up in
do
bed.
something with this information, that's
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give you this information for free. So you guys sort of had a falling out right at the end, but
Mhm.
sort of with you injured, he's been sort of like nursing you back, and you can tell that he's you can tell he's not over it. He's sort of tending to you. He realizes that's more important than any squabbles, and you clearly are not running around endangering Cordelia if he can keep you here
Mhm.
because you can't run around for at
Mhm.
least 2 months. So he's sort of you just are not talking about it, but you can tell it's still an issue.
Okay.
But he's not like actively mad all the time. Maybe you hear him crying sometimes late at night after he thinks you're asleep.
Okay.
Poor Alden.
Um. Do I want to actively do anything with that? I'm also going to be mad at him. And if he like sasses me, I'm gonna sass him for going like somehow he ended up with Gutrang and this elf that is up to no good.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'll sass him back if he sasses me.
Okay.
It's like it's like you
You
put our
what?
daughter in danger because of this black blood. Like you went to the person who created the black blood, bitch.
Wait. Okay. You want to make a roll, or is this just
Nope, just that.
okay? Just development. Okay. Perfect.
Keeping abreast of what the situation is, and it's not getting better apparently.
Perfect. Okay. So at the end of this 4 months, we're gonna jump back into normal.
Real
Yes.
quick,
Yeah.
Ragaire, do you think you would have shown me the sheath that you found at
I mean,
any
I don't
time?
think I'm not like actively hiding it. Like I got it from the abbey that time, and I'm
Mhm.
just like,
Then I think Ada would have seen it at some point
okay,
over
Yeah,
the course of that
probably.
many months. Especially
Yeah.
if she was working on your armor, she would have
Yeah.
probably had to been pretty close to you.
You're like, make sure it attaches to my new sheath I have.
I really like this sheath. It really keeps my sword sharper than usual. It's just great.
Okay. Yeah, because I think she would freak out about that a little bit. Just FYI.
And a reminder, the
And
sheath is a very extravagant sheath. It is sort of blue, and it has an elven poem about winter engraved on it.
Yeah. Ragaire's not very poetic, but
Ragaire
he's like,
knows nothing.
I'm like, it's a poem about winter and like emotions and magic and stuff. I don't know.
Ragaire, it's not just a sheath. It's not just a poem. It's an ancient artifact of unimaginable value.
Ada, I'm an ancient artifact.
Oh, you idiot! Give it to me. You don't know what you're doing with it. This
But I
is
like use
definitely the sort
Ada,
of
but I like
winter-tide sheath.
using it. He's like, Ada, I'll let you. I mean, you can examine it, but it's just so good for my sword, and you know how much I love my sword. And you
Okay,
can look at it, but don't break it. And I want it back.
I'm gonna break it.
I don't know.
I think
I've seen
you're
you with
more
the
likely to
hammer.
break it.
At what point in the 4 months do you think that this conversation happens? Is it like 1 month,
Probably.
2 month, 3 month at the very end?
I mean, sometime when I was mending their armor, so
Mm.
probably earlier on.
I
Okay.
would say, yeah,
But I would
probably earlier.
like 2 months in, maybe.
Okay.
I think it's probably before I found Angar's shed.
Got it. Okay. That's fine.
Okay, yeah. I don't know, Logan. Do you think there's anything I can learn from the sheath using either artifact wise or perception or anything?
Maybe Probably not more than you already know at the moment.
Okay, what if I artifact-wised
Mhm.
this, and I brought into the game the idea that the sheath, like, responds to the sword, and it glows once you get closer? So I can use it as, like, a very vague homing beacon.
Sure.
What would the op for that be?
Um, maybe ob. What distance do you think it starts working?
I think it's pretty close, probably. I was gonna say, do Wises have ops that they tell you about?
Not really.
No.
Yeah.
Like
Interesting
50,
fact, details, uncommon knowledge, rare goods.
I would say. Um,
It's at
ob.
least uncommon knowledge,
Yeah.
which is op 4.
Oh. Okay.
But you could reduce it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty close, like 50 feet maybe.
Okay. I think ob 3.
Op 3, okay.
Could I
Yes,
help you with Elven script?
maybe. What did you want to add, Abby?
For later.
Oh, for later. Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Op 3. Okay. I would love help. I'll be careful.
I feel like I probably help you by like literally translating every word instead of being like, it's a poem about winter and it rhymes.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Ada totally asks you every word, every potential translation of the word, every turn of like everything. She writes it all down and is very meticulous.
There's a stanza in the poem that's like, if you lose the sword, just use the sheath to help find it.
What? I didn't
It's
know.
very symbolic.
And then
It's
Ragare's like, no, it's
symbolic.
symbolic for like going
It's
home
a
to the elven
metaphor.
homeland.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sure, yeah. So that'll be two into this one. I won't use any Artha. Base up 3 we said. Oh yay! Is there would I get anything extra if I rolled that fate for more?
What did you say? It was 50 feet?
Yeah, I said 50 feet was what I was thinking.
Um, yeah, we'll say it's like,
Maybe a little longer than I thought or
a,
something.
yeah, a little longer. Not gonna make it like a
Yeah.
whole 100 feet, but like, it's a good distance, like a not short like 50. Perfect.
I'll take it. Okay.
Okay.
So it's just I'll make a note for that
Yes.
and table it for later.
And then, so are you wearing, do you think you take this off and stow it, or are you like, I'm gonna wear this for the rest of my life?
Who?
The sheath.
Ragaire?
Wait, did Ragaire
Me
give you the sheath?
to
I mean, I'm not
examine,
gonna
but
use it.
yeah, I want to use it. I was like, you can
Oh.
study this for like the 4 months, but like I want it back to
Okay,
use.
So
do
Ada
you
is
wear it like as a normal sheath when
Yes.
Ada's not? Okay.
Yes.
So during
yeah.
that time, you notice something odd. It just sort of catches your mind. Maybe Ivan, the most perceptuous person of the group, points out during a particularly heavy snow that there seems to be like a good 3 foot circle around you where
Ah! Are
the
we
snow like
finally
falls
getting
down
up
and then
the
like it
snow?
blows outside of it. It's very slight, but you can definitely tell. It's not like a hard cutoff. It's just like all the snow seems to blow away from you.
It's not as dramatic as Gutrunk's house.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just the
Hmm.
sheath and not the full sword.
Wow. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Ada probably like frequently requests to look at it from Ragaire, but she will let Ragaire have it because she's interested in like figuring out how to make these things herself. So she's like looking at the construction, asking about the elven magics. Ragaire's literally almost no help at all.
I'm here for you, boo.
Perfect.
And she's like, you just sing at it and it gets better. And I'm like, what?
You sing the song of the doom of strength, and it's
The
fine.
doom of
and
strength.
that's not a metaphor. She means that.
Or even better, song of the sword. And then I like sing a little. I'm like, go ahead, try.
No, you're off tune. Higher.
Very obviously does not work. Okay, that's all.
Okay, I need 2 things. Number 1,
Yes.
we had 2 gems in that crown that we used.
Mm-hmm.
And we used it on Ada and Ragaire, and Willow's still sick. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, in the 2 months that I'm like able to do things, does my vial of black blood ever have a pull on it?
How closely are you watching it?
Fairly.
Fairly? Okay.
I think
She doesn't have much else to do.
specifically.
Are you carrying it?
Yes. And watching it specifically at night. It's closer.
Do you still have that? Didn't
Yes.
she drink it?
No.
Oh, she didn't drink the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe I've like wax sealed it so it's not easily accessible.
Okay, here, this will be fun. I think Alden is under the impression that you don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to be stealthy checking it.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not hard. I think it's just gonna be doing this regularly, so you're like trying not to get caught. So I would say maybe an ob 2 stealth, sneaky stealth, whatever the skill's called.
Would inconspicuous be easier? Because it's not like I can probably just feel it in a pocket. I don't have to like pull it out and look at it.
Yeah. Yes, you could use inconspicuous as well, and it would be op 2 still.
Well, that's not helpful.
Oh, you don't have either of them?
No!
She only knows how to be conspicuous.
You could be conspicuous and just pull it out in front of Alden and deal with the consequences.
No problem. No, I'll do stealthy because I'm closer on learning that.
Op 2.
I'm going to spend a fate because I can. Come on. Come on. That's real bad.
Okay. You it frequently does pull.
Oh.
And you're like, the first time it happens, you're like, I'm onto it. And it pulls you to your backyard, and it pulls you to her dead body. And it seems to just keep pulling you toward Stravit's wife's body that's buried
Every
in your
time?
backyard.
What?
Yeah, it seems to like it happens pretty often. Like normally it like before it would pull like in different directions, like 2 things, but this time it seems to just only be pulling toward this one thing over and over and over. You don't know if it's purposeful, if it's a mess up, if what.
Yeah. After like 4 times, I probably don't.
Okay.
I probably
Not like, "It's gonna be
actually
different this
get
time."
rid of it. No.
Okay.
I think Ragaire kept it for me for a while. So maybe I took
Nope.
it back from him.
You said it just so casually, like you were just gonna get rid of it.
No, like give it back to Ragaire.
Oh, okay. I was like, you can't just.
No,
you
not
wanna
get,
burn
not
it?
just get
You
rid.
burn it
No,
next
no,
to
no,
your
no.
child?
No burning.
Raguaire's the
always
responsible,
burning.
cruel uncle.
Yes. Okay.
Sure, I'll take
Anything
the
else
spray
in the
bottle.
downtime? That you want? Okay.
Did we want to hunt a wolf, or should we do that in the real
That'll
time?
be in real time.
I think that'll be real time, yeah.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay. once, twice, 3 times. Okay, great. So, um, you've now spent some good bit of time here in this town, and you're having to feed yourself. And so we're gonna tax resources.
Hmm. Hmm.
No.
So, most of you are probably gonna be no
I have
home,
no.
property, or possessions to speak of, but one of you is supporting a rented cottage
Uh-huh.
and is a poor knight.
Not that
So
poor.
that's well, okay. You can be
And
poor
also,
then.
Alden has a job.
Yeah, that's true.
You're a 2-income family.
Yeah. Double income, one
Yeah,
kid.
his income is going to supporting your child, so yours has to go to
Okay.
supporting.
Yeah, what's the
Okay.
ob?
So yours is up 2.
Okay.
Ada is actually now supporting. I guess you didn't rent the cottage, but
No, I
Sorry.
I live in the workshop. I mean,
Mhm,
I got free housing. What are you talking about?
okay.
You still
Well,
have
I
to
mean, I
support.
think you,
You
I
have to
think your
pay
resources like
taxes.
0. Alden shows up one day and he's like, "Listen, I've seen that you had a new property on the books."
If he gets me out of this test, I will sell him back his house, but not the workshop, because I paid for that with my resources.
That's true. Okay, so, but I mean, you do have a property, so you don't lose it, but I think you will be up 2 as well.
Can I have an advantage for Alden?
Logan.
Sean, if you fail, it's just fun.
But
No, it's
Alden's
not.
mad at
It's
you.
just bad.
Well, it's just bad, but it's not bad.
Oh my
Can
gosh.
you um sure.
Okay.
Alden can help you.
2? No.
Okay.
What is that, routine? Okay.
So Ragaire and Wirt, yours is just 1 as well.
Just
Did you
one.
I
buy
have
the
0.
abbey?
I mechanically own the abbey.
Mechanically speaking.
Mechanically
I
speaking.
paid
Okay.
those points for it.
Okay. That'll be ob 2 as well then. So everyone but Ragaire's ob 2.
Does anybody want to help? Because Ada cannot succeed on an ob 2.
I mean, how does one help in
How
a
does one
resources
help?
check?
It just says you help. Says players may or characters may help one another with resources. If the
Yeah,
testing
that's for
player is
testing
taxed,
resources. That's not
oh, that's
maintaining
testing. You're right.
lifestyle.
Can I make a resource test to get cash for Ada?
You can.
Yeah.
How do I do
Uh,
I think it's like
It's ob 2 for 1 dice of cash.
what happens if I fail?
You
Resources. Oh, that's not helpful.
I don't know. It doesn't say what happens if you
Cash.
you get
Resource.
taxed. Alden shows up to you and says, "Listen, I've seen you've got some back taxes you owe. You just lose a die. It just goes down."
Mm.
I mean, you could argue that I have come into a substantial infusion of wealth through this smithy and house that I've now acquired.
You paid for them though. That's the thing. You already paid for it.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
I
showed
true.
did
up.
pay for the leaky shack.
You can haggle.
Can I?
You're free to haggle over. Oh, players are free to haggle. Oh,
That's probably just for testing.
yeah.
Oh, it says all players are free to haggle over resources obstacles.
I
To do
think you
so,
could
test
maybe
haggling
you
versus
can.
haggling.
I'm
You
not
can
gonna.
reduce the price of the item by 1 ob.
I'll let you fork in haggling. with Alden. I'm not going to come up with a haggling for Alden.
Who are you talking? Oh, to me?
Yes.
Because
You're the only
Alden's
one
the
with
one
haggling.
texting us?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ragaire, you're
Uh-oh.
ob 1.
Do I roll resources?
Yes, you do.
Is yours 0 though?
Yeah.
You also have no
Hmm.
You can't spend a
Can I-
persona. You don't have
Can
it.
I don't have any persona. Can I just tell Alden that I'm not a human and thus I shouldn't get taxed?
I'm a sovereign citizen.
I don't pay taxes to you. I pay
It's
taxes to the
technically
elves.
true.
I'm a
I'm
foreigner
a
in these
foreign national.
parts.
You can take out loans. From Alden? No, from Martine.
From Martine.
Mhm.
Martine doesn't have any money.
No, but there's no money in this town. This is just numbers on a paper.
This is an entirely fiat economy, Sean.
I mean, I feel like Ragaire is gonna be like, make me. Like,
Oh man.
like what is there here for me to give you? This is weird. I don't understand.
I mean, elves
This
have
is-
taxes,
this is-
I'm sure.
I mean, what is happening now is not a tax. That's like if you
Uh-huh.
fail. This is like you're buying food to feed yourself.
Okay.
So for
Okay.
Sean, it's Alden showing up and being like, you need to pay property taxes. Yours is like, I'm trying to eat food. Or
Hmm,
like buy arrows to hunt. Like things
got it.
to sustain yourself.
Well, I got 0, so
Yeah, you can't even test with 0. You have to acquire dice somehow.
Yes. So you can
But it can't go below 0, so it just doesn't do anything.
If your resources exponent is 0, you cannot test it unless you use cash, loan, or fund dice.
I guess yeah, so you're fine then. Because it can't go below 0. You just can't make a resources check.
So I failed mine. So my resources goes down by 1 is what you said?
I believe so.
I think that's true. What happens? When does it come back?
You have to recover it. It has its own special thing. It's like getting a job and doing whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is
Sean,
there any
you put it
benefit
off.
for margin of success on this test?
For you, sure. I'll say yeah. Maybe if you can give a success to somebody else.
Okay, well then I'm going to
Ada
Spend a
comes
fate?
knocking at the Abbey store.
re-roll those 2
Alms.
6s that I've got.
Alms for the
right?
ball.
Alms for the local blacksmith.
She breaks the hinges on the door and is like, "Do you need someone to fix these?"
I start breaking things around town just so people will pay me to fix stuff.
All right,
Oh
we got
my
one
God.
person living on the payroll of the Abbey. Who's it going to be?
Yeah. So you
Morrine?
could make Morrine succeed.
Do you want to not be a debtor?
I don't care. I'll get a job.
Hmm.
That or she could generate cash for me.
Yeah, or I could generate cash for Ada.
You could sell your daughter to the church.
No.
It's an option, I guess.
Well, if somebody wants a success, they're welcome to have it. They've just got to persuade me that they deserve.
I'm not taking the
Yes,
church's
yes.
money.
That's fine.
I deserve it for sure.
Ada's like, me.
I come over and it's like, Wirt, I'm running into a little bit of a financial difficulty. I need your help. You
We've
know,
got a
I'm
big stockpile of charcoal that you can use to fuel your
I will take
forges, and
all
you
your
know they'll
charcoal.
just help keep your
If
business
you
up
need
and
any
running.
work done around the Abbey, I'm
Mhm.
more than happy to do it free of charge. You know,
You know,
friend.
if you
Well, I
got
mean,
some-
not free of charge. You know, I'm. But
If you
but
got
at
some
a friend
nails laying
discount,
around, we would happily take a donation of nails.
I would love to donate some nails. That's like an op 1 test. I got that. Okay.
So now it's a 50-50 chance to fail.
Lucky dice, hot dice. Okay, resources.
Get that Monet.
Get that Monet. Can you do a careful resources test?
No.
Money, money, money.
Rude. Should I put it as
And
an
how
ob
cool-
2 or an ob 1? I guess it doesn't matter.
Hey!
Look at that.
Thank goodness.
You even
I
get a
barely
difficult
scraped
resource
together.
roll.
Yeah, that's a very good roll for me.
Okay. Perfect. So we'll come back to that. But now we're back into real time play. I will just throw out some fun things, maybe spur some activity. Couple of things. Nothing acute happened in the last 4 months, but there's been some goings on. The wolf has been sighted less frequently at first, but pretty often in the last like month or so. Never in town. It's always like people sort of they're like, oh, they thought they saw it, or like they found some tracks. It's nothing ever like, oh, it's coming and attacking people. Let's see. The woman who Sean, Mistress Wilma,
Yikes.
the woman who
The
felt
one who Sean
comatose.
basically killed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he didn't basically kill her. He just dropped
I
all of
didn't
his stats to
actively
0.
attempt to kill her on
Correct.
purpose.
Yes.
It was negligent manslaughter.
So
Exactly.
you guys all like ran away. That was the same night. It's been like 6 hours at the
We
beginning.
tried to help her.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, timeline wise, you all left. Brother Wirt came back and found people sort of a little upset at that, and they were going to. She did actually die. Like she was comatose, and then she actually died. So you guys are gonna lay her to rest like the next day or whatnot. But you had to prepare some stuff. And when the moon rose on the following night, she got up and ran out of the abbey, much to the shock of Papa Womblybigger, who could not chase after her. And he was like, I have not seen her. She was not spry for the last 20 years I've known her, but she jumped and ran like a spring goose, spring chicken. Right out of the
Spring
abbey.
goose.
A spring goose.
And so you guys didn't have to have a funeral for her.
Oh, well, that's an upside. Great. I'm glad. Save those expenses.
That's a lot of digging, so I mean, hey.
Yeah. The
But
candles,
in
you
the
don't have to
shock
light
of that
those,
happening,
fine.
everyone seems to have forgot that you were the last person to talk to her, and so no one's actively blaming you for her passing at the moment. They might come back to haunt you. Wayne is still out there with his voice.
Squidward.
Yep. Okay.
Would you like some fresh bread?
Oh my word.
Okay.
Perfect. So we're back in it.
Okay, question. Morrine,
Mm.
when you gave me that black bottle,
Yeah.
did you mention that it like moves towards?
Yeah.
Undead?
I think you probably visited me at some point.
Okay. Yeah, I like came and I was like, how are things going with you and Alden?
Be like, oh, you know.
No, I don't know. I'm new at this.
He keeps
What
blaming me for putting Odelia in danger, and then he did the same thing. So we're just kind of at a standstill at the moment, but it's okay. Speaking of me putting Odelia in danger, can you take this back?
Oh yeah. And I'm like, this would be problematic. Yes,
Yeah.
I will keep this.
I did extra seal it, so it shouldn't be able
See
to
that.
just be broken. But yeah. You know how it used to like magnet pull?
Yeah.
It's been doing
still
that, but
does that?
for that dead body that we have like encased in snow and frozen in the backyard.
Yes.
Ordelia's built a fort over the top of it.
Her.
That lump.
She. Got it. Okay, so it's still it's reacting to the lady outside.
It's
Got it.
active, but only for her.
Okay, that we know of. He's like, okay, I'll keep an eye on it, and he like tucks it in like a secret pocket, somewhere close to his body, and then like runs off to go test it out. I think with Ada. So I go knock knock knock. Ada!
Come on in, Ragaire.
No, come
No,
out!
Ivan on the road opens it.
You're looking better these days. You don't got the spookiness about you.
I was in a bad place.
Yeah, I've been there too. I've been just kidding. Never been in a bad place. Come on in.
Ada's banging at the forge like usual.
Ada!
He's in a particularly good mood,
What?
I might add. We found a shed, and I found a moose print, I might add.
Oh, a moose, dude.
Forgot about the moose print. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, come on. I like sling an arm around Ada, and I'm like, Ada, let's go out and hunt that wolf. And then I pull out the bottle of black blood, and I'm like, and we can use this to see if there's anything else weird out there.
My God, I never want to see a vial of black blood again in my life. Get that away from me.
This? Good time.
Odelia drank some of it and almost died. We almost died.
Morrine's crazy. She had it with her all this time, and she only gave it to me.
Oh my God! Ada just closes her eyes.
I don't know
like,
a lot about parenting, but
I
I'm
feel a
pretty sure
headache
that's
coming
not
on.
Good.
She puts down
So
her
what?
hammer though,
You game?
and she
Let's go.
turns to Ivan and is like, "Ivan, we got that big order of nails for the abbey. You finish that up. I trust you."
Oh,
Me
yeah, sure
and-
thing, boss. Sure thing. What's that wolf you've been talking about? You guys going hunting? Yeah, I'm a world famous hunter before I was a world famous blacksmith. I know a thing or two about hunting,
Yeah,
wolves,
I'm
got
sure you do,
teeth
but I
and,
need those nails done.
Okay, yeah, it's probably best if I stay here. It's a pretty big wolf.
You're so good. You've really mastered nails. Okay, so I just
Means so much, boss. I'll get those nails
you're
done.
welcome. She pats him on the back.
Ragaire's like, seems like it's going well.
Yeah, when I can get him to listen to me. Yep. Okay, yeah, I know we need to take care of this wolf. And I think while we're out and about, I may have some ideas where a workshop is, and I kind of want to suss it out. So
that's cool. Road trip. We're going camping.
You mean bro trip?
Road trip. Also, Logan,
Yeah.
have we noticed if there are any like side effects of having like experienced this black blood gang?
Besides emotional?
Yeah, besides the emotional trauma we went through.
No, you've been
like,
physically cured from
Okay.
I mean, anger
that,
is suffering a lot of side effects.
from that that gem, so you've been supernaturally purified.
Okay.
As
Okay.
you're leaving, you see
Fair.
Ivan take 2 nails, and he's like, and he puts them together, but like the sharp ends are together, so it's like a double-sided nail. He's like, I'm onto something.
Andrew just shakes her head in sighs. Closes the door. Okay. Well,
Come back to a man that's revolutionized the construction world.
Like, boss, it's a nail, but I put
He's
an
a
inclined
genius.
plane around it and put something you can screw it in.
this is
Crazy.
useless.
You
Who's
can't
gonna
hammer
use
this.
this? No
You
one.
can't hammer this.
Can't hammer it. It's not worth your time. That's Ada's policy. Okay. And on that note, let's go find
Or
Wirt
nail
or Morrine. Because we're a team. And I
Yeah.
refuse to let Morrine out of my sight now that she's up and walking, because I don't trust her.
So, you come get me. Like, come on.
We're going to
Trust the
focus her on a
friendship.
task.
Come on our bro trip
Point
with
her in the
us.
direction of
Get
wolves.
that hyper focus going.
Yeah, exactly. That one
We're
track
like, what's
mind.
that over there?
We're going to put it on
Wolf.
the wolf track.
There is one stop on this track, and it's where the wolf is.
And it is officially now the wolf. Okay. Yeah.
So,
So-
Morrine, you're gonna come on our bro trip?
Yeah. You show up at my house and knock on the door, and
I
I
do.
open it graciously. I'm like, come in. Do you want some hot water?
Yes, please. But you
Yeah,
should take that
wait.
to go.
How are you feeling? How's the back?
Oh,
doing?
I've been through worse. Kind of like shrug her shoulder.
Have you?
She looks at her arm.
falls off of her shoulder.
She
You
just
hear an
goes,
obscene
ouch.
crackling noise.
You hear an Ada, and then Adelia comes
Delia.
running in. She
How's my favorite
jumps on you.
niece?
Well, I'm real swell. Mom's up and walking, and her and Dad are getting along just fine. We're a big happy family. Hey, do you know what?
Great.
You know what next week is? Did you get me anything?
It's a secret. Remember? We talked about this. Okay, I do have something special for you, but you have to wait for it. It's not your special day just yet, all right?
Mm.
Patience is a virtue. You know it. I know. I hate waiting too, but it's
mean,
worth it.
Okay, I'll be paid, but you have to top Ragaire's gift. Remember when you got me that really cool elven artifact?
I'll do my best. I think I can come up with something cooler than what Ragaire has, but we'll see. We'll see, okay?
Wow.
I'll do my best. Now, didn't your mommy tell you that it's not nice, it's not respectful to tell people to talk about the gifts that they might be giving you?
Yeah, but I'm not
Because they're
respectful.
gifts. Oh,
You
are
think
you a
I'm
bad
trying.
girl now?
Yeah, after Mom had to stick it to that guy, I've decided I'm not going to be respectful either.
Nice, punk rock.
Well, there's something
Stick it to the
Dad
man.
said. He was going on about how she's not respectful, so I like her so much I'm going to be like her. But
That is exactly how that works. Now, you go play outside. We're going to go and
Go
hang
play
out
in
with
your
your dad.
fort.
Okay, dead body fort! And she
He doesn't know it's a dead body.
Go play in your castle.
All right, Morrine, we've
Alright.
decided this town has a wolf problem, and we're the wolf exterminators.
There's a wolf?
Oh yeah, big one.
Well, yeah. Weren't you there for any of the wolf sightings?
No. She was.
Okay,
it
well,
was-
there's an imaginary wolf
I
that me and
think-
Ragaire have seen a lot.
Yeah, you and Ragaire. I'm like, Lenka told you two about it. You two
We
found
have
it back.
experience with this
You
wolf.
two encountered it on the road.
Believe us, there's a wolf. Maybe you're like, oh, there's a wolf.
Oh, wolf
Okay.
now. Okay.
Like, this blood affected their brains.
It'll get you out of the house. Ragaire's like, I know you might not believe us, but at the
Mm.
very least, it'll get you out of the house. You can do a few tests,
Mm.
Swings at any creatures we come across. We can see if we can find this workshop. It'll be fun, like old times.
Get you back in fighting form.
Fun snow camping. The
Fun snow
funnest.
camping.
Yeah, and wolf hunt.
Well, I'd love to come. I mean, Alden is out riling the peasants against the abbey, I think. But once he comes back and watches Odelia, I can come with you guys.
Okay. Babysitting
Okay.
time. We understand.
He comes back in a while with Brother
I was gonna say we
Wirt.
go grab Wirt if it's
Yeah,
gonna
Brother
take a
Wirt and
little
him
while.
come home from one of the meetings, and they're just like, I think we're really making some progress here in this town.
As they like
Yep.
shoot daggers at each other. Like, yeah, really making progress. Wirt, just the man
I'm
I
happy
wanted
to
to
reach
see.
across the aisle.
I am
Where,
too. And then
you
he
know
takes
what
4
would be
steps
great
back.
for this? getting a break, having some fresh, snowy air, revitalizing your mind.
Wirt loves the cold.
I'm in the process of taking off my scarf and putting my scarf back on.
Yeah, put that back on. We're going camping.
No, you need to get away from all these politics. It's, it's got you tied in knots. And Ragaire just kind of like, again, arm over shoulder, and is like scooching him down away from the fire and like turning him around and like out the door. And it's like, we're gonna go clean up the last of these mysterious creatures associated with this whole nasty business. We're
So
gonna
we're
go
not
find a
going
wolf.
on a retreat to Camp David. This is
No, I mean,
Okay.
yes, we're going on a retreat to Camp Old Workshop and wolf hunt on the way,
interesting.
If we're lucky.
if we're lucky. Ada's the camp counselor. She's in charge of the
Onwards, troops.
Before we
Coordinate
leave,
your way.
can I try to make a circles roll to find Rava Dren?
You can always make circles.
No!
Rava Dren. I'd
Rava
forgotten
Dren.
about Rava.
Rava,
What
Rava,
about
Rava.
Rava?
I want to find Rava and get him to watch my house so that if Alden runs away with Odelia, he can follow and then let me know where they went.
That's
The
the
level of
concern.
trust here is
Yes.
astounding.
I do not.
Um,
Cool uncle does not appreciate it. Does cool uncle know that Rava Dren may or may not come? I mean, do the circles test first, I guess.
Rava's not coming with us. He's just watching the house.
Yeah, he's watching your.
He's gonna like creepily stand on a roof like nearby and just watch.
So you're fine with
Hmm.
him creepily watching your children.
Uh-huh.
But your friends, not okay.
That's where she draws the line.
He's non-affiliated.
Yeah. So, circles. Where circles? Oh, I flipped to fight. That's not what I want. I don't
He's
think
a
it'll
knight, so he's in my circle.
Circles
Yeah.
is right before resources. It's like 170 or
No.
Three
That's where you
something?
come up with it. It's 3 something or other. Yes, he's in your circle, I believe.
Is he
it's right after
nobility?
resources.
Probably if he's a
380.
knight.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yes. He's not
Do you
a.
remember what the test was last time you tried to find him?
No. He ended up being an enmity clause, so I don't know.
Wait, you tried to find him before?
Well, I
Yeah.
tried to find a knight before and it ended up being him.
Oh, that was at the very, very beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, to fight the bear, I think.
Yep.
What was the test before? It was probably the first roll you ever made.
I don't know.
We'll
No,
call
no,
it
it's fine.
circles 2.
Okay. So he's not nobility.
No.
Can I use my plus 1d infamous reputation in Hochen Lady Danger?
When did you get that?
I was
Oh, yeah.
gifted it.
How would that help?
What do you mean? He's kind of like a bad boy. Maybe he wants
I
to
guess
like
he could get-
associate.
Yeah.
Sure. He's
Like,
I'm
she'd
a
have an
disgraced
interesting
knight.
job.
She is too.
Yeah.
Maybe, okay,
Basically.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. I don't think this is gonna go well anyway, but that's okay. Oh my god! Yeah!
Yeah. You find him.
Rava.
He's sitting in. You find him at the blacksmith
Okay.
talking to Ivan.
Ivan, those nails.
You're not there. And so you like walk in and you hear Ivan going, "Okay, yeah. So you need a sword. I'm an expert blacksmith. I can make you a sword. Yeah. Yeah. You want nails on it? What about like a sharp sword?" And he's like, "No, please, just a regular sword. No nails." Okay, but what if I put one nail on the back? Like you can hit people with it. He's like, "Make it removable, and yes, you can add a nail." And then he's like, "Remember though, don't tell your boss about this. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm real good at keeping secrets, buddy. I won't tell the boss nothing. Oh,
Hi, Ivan.
mm, oh hi. Yeah, we're not talking any secret plans in here.
That's fine.
I'll get you nails, Mr. Dren. You sure it's springtime though. I'm not sure that's the thing anymore.
I heard you're really good at nails now, Ivan. Ada told me
shows
all
you
about it.
Yeah.
You're her number
He
one
shows you
employee.
2 nails. One of them are 2 sharp sides together, and one is 2 sharp sides down. He's like, I can't quite decide which one's better. I think they both have so much potential. You
2
see?
sharp sides out seems better because then you could like put things together like that. You know?
You know, you could use it like a
Yeah.
nail.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go test this theory, and he like runs out to get some logs and
Yeah.
then starts banging them together.
A nail should
Rava
be
turns
easily
to, like,
removable from your hilt. Don't worry, Rob.
Rava's like sees you, sort of like, and then he's gonna just like he turns to walk away.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
it,
I'll
like,
walk
no.
out with him. Be like, so Rava,
Yes.
would you happen to want to do a little roofside camping tonight, maybe? For a friend.
Who's the friend?
Me. I'm the
Oh.
friend. Remember when we killed that bear together? That was pretty cool.
I want to say yes because we're
Friends.
obviously not telling the truth to each other.
Rava, you're hilarious. You always crack me up.
I guess I have nothing better to do.
Okay, great. So I need you to watch this address. I'll be back.
Or anything in particular?
People leaving and not coming back. And if they leave and don't come back, then you need to know where they went. So I guess follow them? Maybe. I
Okay,
trust you. You're pro.
bro.
The best in the
Um,
biz, I've heard.
At one point, yeah.
Old reliable Dren, that's what they always call you.
Dren with a broken sword, Dren.
Yeah. Sure. Is your
And
yeah,
look,
sure,
look.
yeah.
If
we
you
can that.
do a good job, I'm sure you'll do a good job. But when you do a good job, I'll get Ada to make you a better sword than Ivan can. He's not very good.
You got a deal.
Okay. Shake on it. Great.
Shakes on it. Like, isn't he looked at the address? Isn't it your house?
Yeah, but I just need to make sure that my husband and my child are safe.
Ah, you don't want your husband romping around. I got you. Okay. Okay. Like, I guess this is a pretty sensitive issue. He pats you on the shoulder and turns and walks off.
Great. I need to make a note. Get Ada to make nice sword.
I'll try. I need to open weaponsmithing.
So fun. Okay, so now we get to leave.
Yes, away.
Time to begin the
Away.
hunt. Okay.
Doo-doo-doo.
What are you doing?
I'm tracking the wolf.
We're hunting a wolf. Gosh.
Trying. I'm gonna try.
Okay. What's your
Think-
intent?
Find
Ada's
the wolf.
intent is to go to the most recent spot the wolf has been seen.
Mm-hmm.
Start there and then just go to other places if she doesn't find anything there yet right away and look for any sort of clues. So like tufts of fur, recent tracks.
So you just want to
Kills.
find where it has been.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the first step to then finding where it's
Where it is.
going.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you want to do.
I don't think tracking will get you to the tracks. I think you can use that once you've found the tracks. But I think it's more of like a seeing where people have seen it to
Yeah,
get
I
to it.
don't. I'm not exactly sure what skill that would be. I have orienteering,
No,
which is like
I
finding
also
your
have
way.
orienteering.
Could be
no.
perception, just to observe the places.
No, I think it's like you are asking around to find out who has seen it most recently and where.
I think Wirt has he's been talking around the town a lot
Yeah,
recently. He might be able to help with that information.
Can we do
you
like
know.
a group persuasion to ask around? Because that's what it's whoever has the lowest plus help dice from everybody else.
And what if we just made it a length
I
test
don't
where
I don't have
we work
persuasion, yeah.
together to track it down, right? I mean,
Yeah, I think you could
if
link this to the tracking. Yeah,
if Ada's
Yeah.
goal is to find it, then I make a roll to find the starting place, and
Mhm.
then Ragaire makes a roll to track, and then Ada makes a roll to
Yeah. Okay.
ambush it or something.
yeah. Okay. Uh, I think it'll probably just be. Is there like a? I was gonna say gossip, but that's not you.
I've got gossip.
I have
Uh,
roadwise.
I think this is a perfect fit for
Roadwise!
roadwise. No. Uh,
If that
You
maybe
wolf
should take
walked
it
on the
like
road, we
snow
would know about
wise
it.
or winter wise because
what's
Yeah.
man,
the
that is all this place is.
opposite of persuasion? Like garner information from people rather than try to convince them of something.
Oh my
It's like
gosh, I
asking
don't
leading
know.
questions.
Yeah. Um.
I mean, isn't that just conversation?
Yeah. I guess we'll make it a persuasion just to try and get people to tell you things. They're probably not too keen to talk about it. I think this is a bad omen, this wolf, so people don't want to talk about it all that much. But it's not too hard. I think it'll be just 2.
Ob2 persuasion. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Perfect. So you find someone around town, you walk on up and they go, "Oh, it's you." Listen, if you're here to talk about your religion, I am not interested. I'm sorry, and I just don't say
Uh,
too kindly about you calling me and my wife peasants the other day. But anyway,
I'm sorry. I was having a rough day,
yeah,
and
I'd
I
say you
wasn't.
overstepped a
Yes,
boundary there
I
too.
did, and I apologize. Actually, I was here just to check up on Richard. I haven't heard from Richard a few days. Uh,
Oh well, Richard's
um,
doing fine. Thanks for asking.
okay, I had heard that there was some run-in with a
Oh, he had a
wolf
big
that he had
spook with
had.
that wolf prowling around the other day, but
He's
he's
Where was
so
that at?
Canadian.
Is he doing okay? Has anybody else seen it in the area?
oh well, I think he's sick in the head, but he saw you outside of town down the road a little ways. What was he
He's
doing
sick in
out
the
there?
head. What's wrong?
He thinks he
Is,
saw a wolf. There hasn't been a wolf around here in 25 years.
hmm.
Whoa, just a very common animal. Never seen.
Casually. Uh, okay, over there, and like point and get
Yeah,
the
he's like
general.
he was getting some she was getting some food. I don't know why he was hunting. He doesn't know how to hunt.
I don't know. I don't know
It's,
why you would even find a wolf in Boston. I don't know what
I
happened
don't
here,
know
but
why
you
you would find a wolf in Boston, but
degenerated in some sort of northeastern accent or something.
yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna go get Richard some
That's what
coffee. Thanks for
happens when
telling
it's
me.
cold.
I'm gonna hit the Dunkin', I'm gonna grab you a coffee, and then I'll be right back.
No, it's Dunks. You go to Dunks.
Dunks. Sorry, I'm
Or
gonna go to
Dunkies.
Dunks.
They point you to the dunks down the block or around the
The
left.
Dunks only has hot water though.
Yeah.
It's only got hot water and honey.
I mean, hot water and beans. That's all coffee is, right?
It's just hot, wet bean juice.
It's like good bean juice.
So yeah, you
Okay.
get there. You can see you see 2 human tracks, and then you see like I don't know, maybe a bunch of like sticks that were clearly thrown up in the air, and then you see the same human tracks go running the other
He
direction.
got real spooked.
Gathering firewood and just dropped it all.
Richard, weak to
Mm.
spooking.
Yep. And then you look
That thing
around,
was
it's not
spooky.
too hard. You can
Disposition.
see sort of like off in the distance. You see some other tracks, and you can go up and you see that the wolf tracks, obviously.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
let's
Well,
do
I
this.
can track that wolf.
Track that wolf.
Okay,
Well, let's see.
what's your intent?
So the intent is to really, I'd like to see if I can find its like home base, like if it has a den of some kind.
Mhm.
At the very least, find the wolf, and
At the
then we can
very
just
least, find the wolf.
uh yeah. I guess that's kind of up to you. If it doesn't have a den, then I want to find the wolf. If it does have a den, I'd prefer to find the den as the intent. So I guess my actual intent then is find den. That could be find wolf, follow wolf to den,
Mm-hmm.
or some other variation of that process. Does that make sense?
Yes. Um,
Depending on whatever the hell this giant wolf is.
I think
So far, it hasn't been aggressive that we know
not
of.
been
Mhm.
aggressive. It'll be think ob base op 4.
Okay.
Can I help you?
Oh, I'm gonna need help. Okay, base of 4. Were you gonna
Mhm.
add anything to that?
I thought about it.
Considered how
He
rude
Thought
he wants
about
to
it.
be.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So, tracking 4. So I start with 2.
Sean, do you want plus 1D or open ended?
If you only start with 2, probably plus 1D.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Sean
Yeah, but I can be
classically rolls
careful.
sixes.
Uh-huh.
I can fork in hunting.
Uh-huh.
I can fork in orienteering.
I don't
I
know
can
if
get help.
careful will work because you're sort of trying to catch up to it. So you can't really do it. You can't take your time because it's not stationary.
And the tracks are fresh.
No, this wasn't today.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah,
Pretty
if it's a couple days old, then we're not gonna catch up to it anyway. We're just trying to figure out where it went, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
I
like the
said, a
intent
den would
is
theoretically be stationary.
Okay.
yeah, the intent is find the wolf's home by following these tracks using
Yeah.
track.
I was
Okay.
going to say, Ada's going to be careful. Feel free to do whatever consequences related to the fact that she was careful that you would like.
Fine. Go
But
for
she
it.
would be careful. Either way. And because she doesn't, worst comes to worst, she can just go back home to the village. You know, she can go back to Hochen. So, okay.
Happy place.
So, cool. I'm probably going
Yay!
to take open ended, I think.
And then I can help you.
Yes. What do you want to help with?
I was thinking with observation. I don't know, perception. Are we fighting the will of the wolf? Um, since my eyesight's so good, and I can see. I'm guessing it's a white wolf. I don't actually know if that's true, but I'm assuming like if there's white fur on white snow, I would be like the one to see it
I think it was
easily.
a snow white wolf.
A snow white wolf. See, my eyes are
Its
able to
hair was
pick
black.
out. the
It was really
very
sooty snow.
it was the color of the snow after we burned down Gutrang's manor.
AKA Ash. No. Okay. So yeah, either perception or I guess observation. I don't know. That's up to you, Logan.
Not observation, I don't think. Perception's fine.
Okay, perception. So I
I'm
think
gonna
that's a
do
+2.
something, and you can tell me if it helps or not. But I'm gonna do it regardless.
Okay.
Great, love that for me.
I'm gonna take a knife, and when we pass by trees, I'm just gonna put like notches in the trees so that if it does start snowing, we can easily find like retrace our steps later.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
verbalize that now and it can come up later.
Yeah. That's why I yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Sure. So with that, I have 5 help into that. With a base knob of 4, it's open ended. That's about as good as it's gonna get. Whoa,
Whoa.
that sucks.
Well, you can reroll a traitor.
Yeah, I will spend a fate.
I mean, that is just an incredible roll.
Yeah, it really is.
3 6s in a row.
And the final dice was a 6-2. Nice.
There you go. Luck is on my side. Fate's on my side today. Oh, actually, I would have had 1 extra die too because it was a length test and Wirt surpassed his thing.
Yep.
Can I just count that and get my fate back?
Well, you have to
Or do
roll.
you want me to roll that 1 dice again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I'm taking my fate back.
Okay.
Okay.
So you follow these tracks. It's not easy. But you're able
Never
to
said it would
do
be.
it. You spend most of the day following these tracks. The wolf seems to have like it seems to keep approaching Hogan from like different angles, but like it'll keep like walking and then it'll go and then it'll come back. And you're just sort of like you're like I've just walked a big circle around Hogan at this point, but it's like off in the woods. And then you and then you can tell that it's now walking in a purposeful direction. It's not like going back toward Hoken. You can very quickly realize that this is in the general direction of Lord Stravitz's manor.
Okay. We're trudging up the
Perfect. There
hill
might
to
be a sword
Stravitz.
there.
Yep. So you get all the way up. I guess are you following it all the way up? It becomes very apparent that it is going to Stravitz's manor.
Do we want to follow this all the way up? I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's fairly easy to get back from Stravitz to
Yeah.
the town.
It just takes a while.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you wind your way all the way up. And then I'll give you an opportunity to pause before I say you arrive. Because when you get to where you can see the actual manor, you notice a large sleigh parked in front of the manor.
Is there
No
a
Henry
moose?
attached.
Oh.
The wolf ate him.
Henry's been eaten by the wolf.
No!
Henry
Oh my
can
gosh. I
transform
think we
into
should
a
just
wolf.
kill her while no one can see.
Kill the Duchess?
Why not? She's by herself.
Her
I mean,
will
who
was
knows? It
like
might be Lucas. Lucas
6.
might be in there.
I'm kidding. Ada would never suggest that. Sean would, but Ada would.
I think we should group prowl.
When in doubt,
Why?
group prowl.
Think
Ada's fine with going. She doesn't.
Yeah, I mean,
She's done nothing wrong, and
who interacted with
this-
the Duchess before? It was just you two?
yeah, it was me and
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Wirt and Ada, okay.
Oh, Logan, I wanted to say this as we were tracking the wolf, I wanted to keep my eye on what the vial was doing. Do I notice it reacting to anything at all?
No, it normally only reacted at nighttime, so it's not unusual that it's not.
Okay. Darn.
Yeah.
Well done.
Ada's gonna, I guess, look back to the group and be like, so I guess the Duchess is here, but
Did Ada and Wirt regale us with stories about the Duchess?
it probably came up. I mean, Ada would have. She's a gossip. She
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
told you.
Cool.
She would have been like, I got to ride with the Duchess. She had the best sled ever. And a crazy moose.
Remind me, Brother Wart, how did you feel about the Duchess? Did you like her, or did you think she was kind of weird?
I got real sus vibes. I spent a lot of time kind of investigating that moose, and she gave me some lip for just looking at the moose.
She did,
So,
yeah.
it was.
But you did convince her to let you, work with the
Right?
town.
Yeah. I got a little bit of carte blanche, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's a good person.
Did I
But she-
verbalize this? I remember saying this. I don't remember if you remember, but as she dropped you off and drove away,
There was creepy
giggling.
laughter.
There was creepy giggling.
Yes.
That was not hers.
Yes.
Yeah, you did. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like
Plus, there was the
Ragaire.
giggling. I mean, everything.
And
about
then
this
there was
lady.
the giggling. Ragaire's like, Lucas is near, and I do not want to show myself.
Do we need a recap on my notes from the Duchess?
Yeah.
Okay, I say
Sure.
clomping and scraping noise. Spooky. Exquisite sleigh. Pulled by giant glowy moose. Smarty. WTF is this? Duchess? Yes, she is. Your grace would be most formal. I love her. Magic. Also thick. Creepy laughter. That's all we know.
She is thick. I forgot.
She thick.
Witch of the
Most
Wastes.
people in the town are emaciated. She's the opposite.
I feel like Ragaire's like, you guys go in, and I'm gonna sneak around and follow you from the
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
What room you're in, he'll be outside the window. Whatever room you're in.
I'm not perturbed about this Duchess being here, I don't think.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, if anything, it is I'm sure can handle herself, but that was a really big wolf. This is just bad either way. I think we should investigate.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Ada does have her bow out and ready just in case something crazy happens. Like the wolf catches us by surprise.
It falls from the sky.
Exactly. It's
I'll
it's a snow wolf.
follow your lead.
I mean, so she's not outside.
Yeah.
It's just the sleigh.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, just the sleigh.
Okay.
So
But
I mean, I don't want to stop at the manor unless the tracks stop at the manor. So
tracks
Yeah.
go to the front door.
Why?
Of course they do. She turned Lucas into a wolf. No.
someone can shapeshift. Yeah, Lucas can shapeshift or something. Who knows? Or she's got a familiar that's a white wolf, maybe.
Maybe Henry's also a wolf.
Ooh.
She can.
Have you
turn
ever seen the
Henry
wolf
into
and
other
Henry
animals.
in the same room?
No, except I think the wolf passed, and then the Duchess
What
came around
pulled
with
her
Henry.
sled?
So
How did she
You
get
did
here?
see the wolf, and then you did see Henry, but
Mhm.
not at the
almost
same time.
immediately.
Yes.
The timing there would have to be pretty fast.
All right,
But
let's
they were in the
just
same
go.
location.
Away. Into the manor.
Away.
Again.
Into the
Yeah,
scary
okay,
manor
well,
again.
Sure. If we're going into the manor, then Ada will pull out her bow and get her hammer ready. But she'll also, I think, call out and be like,
Your Grace.
Your Grace, are you here? We see your sleigh. Is everything okay?
Come in.
I forgot. Okay, Ada, kind of goes through the door
I'll be
and
behind
enters the
Ada.
manor.
Who is it? Ada, is that you?
Of course, Your Grace. I'm
Oh,
impressed you
I,
remember me.
well, you're just so interesting. There's not many people in this town. I know them all. Anyway, you, I cannot begin to explain how glad I am to see you. I haven't
I'm
seen you.
glad to see you safe.
Come further in. Are you alone?
Where?
I hear
Okay,
more
we
footsteps.
we entered.
Hmm.
What do we see?
The manor is essentially as you left it.
Yeah, half burnt on one side, I think.
Yeah.
Is the snow
Mhm.
circle
And
still
is
around the
she?
outside?
Where's her
Yeah.
voice?
Her voice is coming from like further in and from the non-burnt section.
Where was the gallery in relation to the front door? Is she like that way?
Gallery is
Was
to
right
the
inside and to
left.
the left, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I think the gallery was safe from the fire because it was the
Yes.
right
Only the
side with the
kitchen
kitchen that burned.
was on fire. Her voice is coming from the left, which is
Where the
sort of
gallery
like
is? Okay.
where Stravid's room was upstairs,
Yep.
and there's just like sitting and like
Yep.
other areas down
Okay.
on the first floor.
Because
Where
her
did the
painting
dulcimer
was the
die?
one that was slashed through too.
Hmm.
Anybody want to observe for hidden threats?
Ragaire is sneaking.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like I'm actively trying not to be seen. But yeah, I can also observe.
Okay.
Okay.
Make
We're
an
observe,
observation.
not a perception.
It's versus, but you don't even know if there is anything to versus, so I'm gonna roll secret dice.
Okay, can I fork in stealthy? Because I'm like hiding myself from her. Like she doesn't know I exist. And I'm like
Yeah, sure.
trying to not be, like she doesn't necessarily know I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
it'll be a versus, but I'll find out later. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. You are not seen, but like you don't doesn't seem to be anything unusual. You don't feel like anything's watching you. You can't really hear or see anything unusual.
Mm-hmm.
You hear some moose hooves from the barn, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess Ada will continue towards the voice slowly, and I think she's kind of babbling a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, Your Grace, we followed some strange wolf tracks in this area. Is everything okay? Have you been safe? We'd hate to have something happen."
I I have been safe. Thank you for inquiring, but I'm actually here because of that foul beast. I don't think it's wet. I don't think it's a mere wolf, and I'm here. It's been plaguing this town, so I've taken it upon myself to try to figure out what it's doing. But I've only been able to track it here to this abandoned manor, which I guess I own now because Robin's been deposed, I've heard. Um, but I can't
Sure.
seem to find a single thing here.
Uh. Okay. Do we find her in the gallery?
Not in the gallery. She's in like a sitting room. There's like a fire coming in from
Okay.
one of the fireplaces. She is sitting on a stool that is screaming for mercy.
You're
And she's just like
so
bundled up
astute,
because
Your
half
Grace.
the house is missing, so it
Yeah.
is very cold.
Even with the fire, yeah. Well, she was already super bundled up. Um, we agree that that wolf can't just be some regular beast. I I I'm sure it is, you know, below your skill level.
You're
It is not worth your
It's
time. We would be
sneaky
happy
who.
to take care of it for you.
Well,
It's Seems like something below your notice.
Well, I have noticed. Don't presume what I do and don't notice. But I mean, if you would be willing to get rid of it, I guess I could reward you. I hear that you've had a little bit of tight money. Maybe if I would
You're
would be
so
willing.
gracious. We would love a reward.
Hmm, I
And
think it would be the least I could do if you could solve this problem for me.
that's so kind of you.
I hate it.
Were
What do you
you
know
able?
about it? I
Nothing. Were you able to learn anything, Hunty?
now it just seems to prowl around Hoken.
Okay.
Henry was
Well,
getting tired after the long hike up here, so we were resting here.
that
You remember
that
Henry?
I would never forget such a magnificent creature. We might look in some of the rooms, maybe, to see if we can find anything.
That's fine. Just it was so nice up here before you started stomping around, so do try to keep it down.
Of course. Rebuttal. Starts ushering people around.
I go, oh, and then you can say, oh, there's. It sounds like the wolf is out there. Let's go.
Oh, clever Ragaire.
Only the cleverest elves survive. All right.
Okay. I think, yeah,
This is
Ada will
some
maybe
weird.
go upstairs. Okay, you said the tracks go into the manor.
Hmm.
It doesn't
If
leave any paw
I
prints.
re-inspect the entrance, yeah, do I see any wet paw prints? Do I see any fur
Little muddy
stuck to the
paws.
doorway?
Little scritchy scratches in the hardwood flooring.
Claw scratches.
You can track. It'll be probably significantly harder, but uh, we're gonna call a wooden floor.
Be like OB7, it's like hard earth or whatever.
Yeah. Um, probably just like a nice, good old. I guess. What's your intent? What do you want?
My intent is to figure out if this creature walked through the manor and then
Mm.
left, or if it entered the manor and never left, as in it's still here, or it transformed into something else and is still here.
That was a lot of intent.
Yeah.
I guess if it's here, if it's still in the house, or if it went through the house and is not here.
Yeah, the intent is to discover if it left, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Um,
Which could also be looking around the outside
Mm-hmm.
to like see for fresh tracks.
I think that would be significantly easier.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Okay. I think that'll just be well, maybe like an OB3.
Okay.
What time of day is it? Is it close to nighttime, or is it like
Like mid-afternoon.
okay? So this damn bottle's not going to help me at all.
With what?
3. Okay.
The bottle of black blood. This damn
yes.
bottle.
Oh, yes. Are you just
Logan, would we
prowling
call
around
this
outside?
a new scene? Or is this all part of the same scene?
This is a new scene.
Okay, so then I will have to re-roll a faith check.
See, I really want a difficult test for my tracking so I can level up that exponent. So
Not sure. Well, if you want it, you can have
I
it.
mean, if you
Well,
do it, I can
Don't
still
use your faith on
open-end
me
it.
today.
Yeah, if you just open-end it, then it doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't count. Yeah. If you're game to go for it.
That's an obtuse, so I hope to God I make it.
Well, you've had
This is a legitimate hope.
Nice.
close calls in the past. Okay, so that opens and ends it.
Yes.
And I will track once again. I'm sure I can cook up 2 advantages somehow with forks and so on. Base ob 3. Oh, that was bad. Okay.
Mm.
But I did advance
Turner.
it, so that's what I
It
care
did
about.
advance it. Nice. Okay. So you are looking around this house, and you don't see any like overt signs like, oh, the wolf came out this burnt side of the kitchen.
Mhm.
So you're not really able to tell if it has left, if it's still there. Maybe sort of like as you're starting to look, the wind picks up, so it gets a little bit harder to see the tracks. So you're not really sure if it's nothing to see or not. You do see. Ragaire, are you just prowling around outside, or are you like doing something else?
I feel like I'm stealthily prowling around, but yeah, like I'm looking alongside Morrine, or not alongside Ada, just kind of like sussing things out.
Okay. Ada, you get a little distracted because you sort of you're like, wolf? What wolf? I don't know anything, because you're distracted because the sheath is starting to glow,
Mm.
and that's where we're gonna call it for the night.
Of course.
Yeah, totally. It's like it zeroes in on that, and there is nothing else in her mind.
A one-tracked mind. Ada has one too. A one-sword mind.
Only for
Sword
artifacts.
Okay. A little long today, but we started right on time, so we had
Right on time.
Hashtag always.
Yeah, you know.
perfect. We are
Timely as
planning
ever.
to pick this up back to our regular schedule, except now we're gonna play on Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays because we're very accommodating for Sean.
Because I'm so needy. I know.
Yep.
So we'll continue to see what happens, but we're also going to pick up a new mystery game that you'll have to stay tuned for once we decide what that will be, because we're going to fill our off week.
It's a mystery, even to us.
Even to us. But that'll be fun. Let's see. I think we'll wrap up Artha quickly off camera so you guys don't have to listen to me cry as they yell at me, but
Yeah. I've
let's
got some arguments already built up.
I think that's it. Thanks for joining us. We're all happy to be back. Even Sarah, who
Yeah.
cried when we said you have to learn all of the rules again, Sarah.
I said, I purged them from my memory, Logan. What do you mean?
Bernie will. I don't know this game.
I pretend it
is
never
she?
happened.
Who is she?
I've never heard of her.
Heard of her.
Okay, we'll be back in 2 weeks, though, to
Yeah.
see what Ada does with this sheath. Who knows? I don't.
I do.
Bye. Oh, there's a
Like,
cat.
Oh, okay, bye.